is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Tennessee Titans and the New Orleans Saints. The ball on the tee, we're set for football, and we are underway from the Superdome. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat on a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
From the 45 on second down, Dalton. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. But looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. There's Chris Olave. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 31-yard line. That one good for 24 yards. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. Here's Dalton. That's Olave bringing in another one. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. The Saints in 3 and 5, 2 games under 500. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Dancing to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
This is where good coaching and execution come into play, because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
On 2nd and goal, Dalton buying time to his left. That is caught. Traquan Smith. Touchdown Saints. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. What's good on the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Out of his end zone comes Andy Isabella. And he returns this to the 22. 1st and 10 now, Willis and the Titans at their own 22. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. Willis takes a hit and the ball is free. And this is going to be a Titans first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. Points 1, 2, and 3, and their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down. Well, this defense for the Saints, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
They'll try the right side with Henry. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Now Willis on third down. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And he's got it inside the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10. So now they can keep grinding out first downs, and good things can happen for them. Just second and short coming up.
Henry will score. Touchdown, Tennessee. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Hard to believe this guy was watching us from his living room last week. Now he's under center here for an NFL team.
And not many teams were in the market to sign him, but you have to believe that this team felt like we saw something previously in this guy, and now he has a chance to prove it with us.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Kamara up the middle. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Fielded at the 33. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And it'll be Titan football.
At their own 46-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. 1st and 10, Willis. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he lifted in, defender was right on him.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Yeah, absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
At their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50%.
Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Thomas has got it, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be fourth down. On fourth down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is fielded at the 27. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And they will take over first and 10.
37-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And Dalton to throw. He gets it to Thomas. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. They'll give to Kamara here on the option. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 17-yard line.
Dalton. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground incomplete.
The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Dalton. The pass caught by Olave. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
That's good for the Saints.
Throwing, Dalton. Quick slant here to Smith. Finding room at midfield. Oh, and now some space to operate. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
He certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defensive credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
So Dalton now. Complete to Olave on the out route. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
A gain of 9. It's 4th down.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. Dalton now to pass. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They keep it with Henry on first down.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. A first down carry for Henry.
And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Now they'll look to Willis to throw.
He hits his target, Lockett. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. He's at the 50, 30, 10, 5, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
The mistake there by the offense, Charles, they tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick 6.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tabbed as one of the best in the league the prior season.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a
Willis throws another interception, his 3rd of the game.
Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
That's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Trying the left side with Kamara. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
They'll try to pass on 4th down. Dalton powering forward. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And this is going to fall to the ground. Incomplete. That very nearly their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Willis now off play action. That's complete to Traylon Burks.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Now they're just going to run it here up the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Well, Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
They'll run it again with Henry. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
77 yards rushing for him now to this point.
With that last carry, he's now over 8,000 career rushing yards.
All right, big applause. Lots of clapping for this one, right? Think about it this way. Along the way, he has passed Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, and now he's starting to approach another Hall of Famer in Larry Zonka.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That good for 22 and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Off the option, here's Henry.
And a solid run down inside the 30. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now they'll look to Willis to pass it here.
It's caught, Lockett.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. In motion is Austin Hooper. Off
the option, here's Henry.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
It's a play fake. Here's Willis.
Touchdown! A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6.
And the Titans take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just...
Oh, and now they're going to fake it to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
I was
to do
going to
that?
ask you, maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film when it was to try something from the 15 on the PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
That's good for the Saints. First down.
Another chance for Dalton.
Throw left side complete to Troutman.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. To throw here, Dalton. Looking long for Thomas.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the first down marker. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long. The offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Fourth down, Dalton wants to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Titans are going to take possession of the football.
Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, You see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
131 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Gets it out wide quickly. Burks with it.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 10 more there and another first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. On 2nd and 7, Willis. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. There he goes, right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So that potentially a turning point here this third quarter. A 2-score lead down to 1 now following the pick 6.
And that had to be the message at halftime for this defense. Delivered and accepted. We need to go out there and make something happen.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Fair catch. Gain of the 25-yard line. The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. In motion is Austin Hooper.
Willis will try again here after the pick 6.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Pete Werner. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
And you have to wonder, Charles, in a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17.
Complete to Adam Troutman.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Dalton on 3rd and goal. That is caught. Traquan Smith. Touchdown, Saints. What a great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Saints have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the third quarter.
Here's Dalton to throw for it. And he's got it. The try for 2 is successful. And he pushes the lead up to a field goal. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. He lets it fly from Lockett. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Second down throw coming by Willis.
And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Alontae Taylor.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way to the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy who made the play, he gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Isabella now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A two-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Willis to try again after the pick six. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up.
Intended for Austin Hooper. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Running from the gun with Henry. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there.
142 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Throwing now is Wentz.
They're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Pete Werner. And the Saints are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, time, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance of victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And this will be taken at the 13. 21 yards. Well done on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And this is incomplete. It looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
176 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Off the option, here's Henry.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Off the option, here's Henry.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
From the 8, it's 3rd and goal.
Here's Henry. It's about a 3-yard pickup there, but more importantly, they're still a few yards away here. It's now 4th down and goal. One final try now for Wentz. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Well, somebody lit a fire under...